Boy, I'm excited about this, Mr. Kegger. Oh, NFL Live pregame. Our boy Ramon's going to come on, talk to us a little bit about what's going on with the late steam and some of the sharp money that's coming in. Kegger, it's been a very good week for you and the team here at Nuke. We had a rough one. What night was that? Monday night. But since then, things have been very good. I did throw a couple of NASCAR bets in with you. So I hit the Hendricks Motorsports at like plus 185 last night. Tied it to Nico the Freako Collins today. So I'll be sweating a little Nico. Not too much action in that early window, though. Just the Herbert under 28.5 pass attempts that I made earlier in the week. And then tied the under and alt under that game to Devon Achane, which we'll discuss in a little bit. But first, I want to say hello, and then we'll bring Ramon on. Talk to me here, Kegger.
What's going on, buddy? Yeah, it's been a good month. It was a great weekend. We swept the board in NASCAR. I went 4 for 5 in college football yesterday. Ray swept in college football. Sean had a great day in college football. Average bet size this month 0.8 units, and we're up 43 units. At least I am right now. Plus the boys are up another probably 20 units combined in September. So we're really, really firing on all cylinders right now for sure.
Ramon is here. Ramon Scott, who's covering the late steam, had some thoughts for us on these lines as well. How are you, Ramon? We had some big news today. Herbert's going to play. Jordan Love was out practicing, looking great, but he's going to sit. So we got a lot of injury news, especially the one with Herbert that moved the line back up in the Pittsburgh Chargers game. What's going on with you, my friend? How are you? It's good to have you back on the program.
Hey, great to see you guys. It's almost like the steam, though, that didn't occur. Do you think that books maybe kind of anticipated that Herbert, as tough as he is, would give this one a go? I think I didn't see if they actually ended up activating 3 quarterbacks. I guess he could get out there and, hey, if it's not working out, they'll end up going with Heineke or something here. But look, the line's still 2.5. There's really been very little movement. It originally came, it felt like, on Friday and a little bit yesterday that maybe the Sharps here were trying to get in a little bit on this Charger team. But I just think the books are afraid to move now. Why set yourself up? They're going to be riding with Pittsburgh certainly here. It feels like Prime Sports reported that the Chargers will be a need for them today. And so when you see that, the Sharps are kind of still rolling with Pittsburgh, even with Herbert in there. So maybe he's in there. He's limited. Chargers have their limitations anyways, and everybody's anticipating a lower scoring game. Total did go up, Holden, from 35. Everybody was worried it was going to be 34.5. No game has ever been under 35 points over the first 3 weeks of the season. We almost had that, but yeah, 36 and a half right now at one offshore book and DraftKings juicing the over.
It was 34 this morning when I woke up. So that's a 2-point move. So Justin Herbert's worth 2 points of the total, I guess, huh? Because it was so low.
Yeah, and I just think that books might be just afraid to move here with a game that's obviously going to, I would imagine just end up somewhere in the, 19-17, 21-19. Who knows what's going to happen? And if they set themselves up for a little bit of middle, it feels like they're just going to ride this one out. I mean, DraftKings is actually 3 at -02 for the Steelers there. But sharp moves here. This is what the books are reporting anyway. Texans, Eagles, Rams, Broncos, and Browns are the sharpest sides according to the books. And the biggest steam here came in today, actually on one of tomorrow's games. Steam came in on the under in Washington and Cincy, but looked like the Sharps came right back and keep pushing this one back to the over. So wasn't sure what to make of that, but that was probably the biggest move I've seen today was on a game tomorrow, unfortunately.
All right, real quick, Keg, before you start talking, let me plug the site and then it's all you, buddy. Take a couple questions here. Nuke the House, nukethehouse.com. You want all of Keg's plays, the boys' plays today? Make sure you get to our free trial if you're not already a member. We're giving you a free week. Start now. You get today's live broadcasts that are behind the paywall for free. You will get the Monday night broadcast, Thursday night broadcast, NASCAR, MMA. I mean, we just got so much, all our NFL picks as well. So go to nukethehouse.com, click up for a monthly plan. We're not going to charge you, but it's only a monthly plan is where you can get this deal. No purchase necessary. Type in the code NUKE NFL, NUKE NFL. If you missed any of this, You need it again, hit us up in the chat. We'll do it, but that's a free week on a monthly plan that you don't even have to buy yet. Kegger, what's up?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of hearing that, Ramon, because I told everybody we're on the Texans. I told everybody I thought Philly +3 was the side. I said the Browns probably roll today. And I forget what other team that you mentioned, but I'm basically in lockstep with you in terms of
Eagles are on the sharp list. Apparently, this is the fact that they said that what the needs were. So I was just putting 2 and 2 together there. But Houston, Philly, Rams, Broncos, and Browns. There, everybody makes fun of the Browns, but they seem to keep covering at home. Also, books are certainly going to need the Falcons tonight, even though we want to think of maybe a live dog, but prime time home dog situation. But feels like the books are going to be wanting the Falcons here a little bit with the public still certainly willing to lay it.
What's been the movement on the total in the Rams game?
Yeah, well, what we've seen so far, Kay, definitely the move to the under. It's all certainly based on the injury issues here. I was questioning it because I would think that we're still going to see these guys probably just end up throwing it to whoever they have left. Can they really get any running game against each other given the type of personnel that's out there? But does seem like a pretty high number when you're missing so many players out. But we've seen the gradual move actually from 45.5 down to 44. Feels like from most of the openers there. There was some steam that came rolling in at 43.5 earlier today at FanDuel, but they've kind of flopped when they've moved the line at FanDuel, quite frankly. That's kind of how I track it.
Is there any resistance at all for the under in the Detroit-Arizona game? Like, are sharps trying to back the under? Because
you look at it's so heavy, right? Yeah, it's so heavy public to the over there. Everybody's going to jump on board, right? I was talking about it earlier today that we've seen games like this where you got Kyler, you figure back door gets all open, but then again you get there in the third quarter and you're stuck there at 17-14 or something like that, and even with some type of little rally, doesn't get there. But you're looking at an opener here, mostly 51.5, and it's basically been hanging out there the whole time. It looks like to me.
Well, go
for it, Kegger. Keep going, buddy.
What has been the movement in the Ravens Dallas game? Because my power ratings had that game at a pick exactly. It's basically floated back and forth. I think Dallas opened a 1-point favorite. Ravens were like -1.5 at one point in the week. They're -1.5 right now at FanDuel. Tough game. Like, what's the movement been in that game?
Yeah, it's 2/3 of the public here on the Ravens. So the books have adjusted accordingly, right? At 1.5. I don't know if a lot's been put into the 22-1 streak, for Jackson in his games against the AFC. That I love a great trend, certainly, but I don't think that they sit there and say, hey, we're playing the NFC again. Let's get up for this one. To me, it just seems like in games like that, where kind of the way Harbaugh, is going to run his ship, right? They're going to be ready for games like that. They're always in their rugged division games, right? That's where all the bumps and bruises occur in their series, with Pittsburgh, with the Browns and everything. So I think it's just been a circumstance that they've gone in and of course they've been one of the best teams in the league over that span too. You figure that's a 23 games against the NFC. So man, that's about 6 or 7 years of Baltimore dominating in their NFC games, but I'm not putting that much into that stat very much, but it does seem very heavy public Baltimore, and maybe we're just kicking the Cowboys of the curb a little quick, but I'm going to respect that move.
Were you surprised the overreaction in the line to that Eagles game? Like, first of all, Philly should have won that game. Sirianni is just an idiot. I don't know why they didn't run the ball twice. Doesn't make any sense to me. But okay, they lost the game. But then you look at the look ahead line in that game, and then you look at what the Saints line is in week 4 against Atlanta, and Philly +3 doesn't make any sense to me at all. it feels like a huge overreaction. And I think it's a little bit. Saints have looked great through 2 weeks. I get that. Very surprising to me personally, but it's also a big overreaction, I think, to that Falcons game in Philly. Like, what's your personal handicap on the move in that game? Do you think it
Well,
was an over adjustment?
2/3 of the public coming in on the Saints, so that's going to give that move, what we've seen in that whole situation. You mentioned it with the Saints being so awesome so far. They scored on those 15 consecutive possessions or whatever it was. So they've been terrific, and I think the wide receivers are terrific, and given the right situation, they can be explosive. I think those guys are probably the most unheralded combo in the league right now in Shaheed and Olave. But to me, still, we're paying these guys all this money, but Dallas doesn't win this. I understand. Ravens coming in, 0-2 there in the game for the Dallas game we talked about, but for here right now, when the Saints went in and caught them by surprise, I think now it's almost like, hey, we figured it out. We know we got burned there a little bit. We pay all these guys all this money, so we'll see. I think the Eagles still, to me, I'd have to. Are we really ready to kick them down and out of the top 10 teams, or
I don't think so. What do you think, Kush? Like, I don't think
No,
you
they're
can.
still a top 10 team. Let's
For
not
sure.
overreact to what's going on just because their head coach is an idiot and they're Kellen Moore has never lived up to his reputation. I mean, these things happen. It was a bad play. They easily could have won that game last week. They should have won that game that week. So last week. So no,
This
I'm
feels
still on the
important
Eagles
to
bandwagon.
Philly, Holden. This feels important to Philly, right? I mean,
Yeah.
given the circumstances and the fact that the Saints are so hot. Again, I always say in the NFL, nothing happens in threes, right? Yeah, maybe those garbage 4 teams are going to lose 3 in a row, but you put the bulk of the teams in there, teams, I don't know, 3 through 27, no one wins 3 in a row, no one loses 3 in a row, it feels like, and that's where it usually stops. So regress to the mean a little bit. That's why I think you're finding Philly on the sharp list.
Okay, so again, it's the NFL Live Line pregame. We're checking out late steam here for the sides and the totals. Maybe we can even talk props if you want to before the end of the show. Alongside Keg, Ramon, I'm Holden. Make sure you hit the like button. That'd be great for us and yourself. Why for you? Don't worry about it. And then if you're watching on X, come on over to YouTube real quick. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. Turn on your notifications. You'll know when we go live. Keg's going to be live for the 1 and 4 o'clock games behind the paywall. And then tonight we'll do Sunday Night Football as well. So a lot coming up. If you like what you're looking at, or you just need something to do today, sign up for a free trial. NukeTheHouse.com. Nuke NFL is the code. Sign up for a monthly plan. We won't charge you, but monthly plan only is where you can sign up for this. NUKE NFL, Nuke NFL. So this is something I've been watching the last few years here, Ramon, is where what do the books need? They needed the Falcons on Thursday night. What happened? They got the Falcons, right? They need this, or whatever night that game was. So they need the Chargers. They need the Giants, and they need the Niners right now. And that line with the Niners has come down, to 6.5? Is that where we're going? The books need the Niners here, but a lot of money coming in on the Rams, right?
Well, sure. In fact, I'm showing maybe some splits. I kind of mashed together my consensus. All those sites. Again, some people are saying, "Hey, I look at the DraftKings numbers only." I try to mesh them all together. You're certainly going to get mixed results here, but to me, the move being there, the later move, if you will, from 7.5 maybe down to 6 here. Now there's some 6.5 at the square books, but Circa's already on 6. You have a division home dog. I maybe that's where could the public actually look at that? Because it doesn't feel like the public would still want to take the Rams here, even with a touchdown. I mean, I understand with the Niners missing all of their skill talent still, but again, if they had a bad week on the offensive line, you'd expect that offensive line to kind of bounce back a little bit. But division games, Holden, it just reeks of, especially if you're looking at a game where, I don't know, maybe they're not supposed to produce offensively. If you look at that total for these two teams, it wouldn't be at 43, obviously, if all those skill people were in there. But I'm not sure the teams are going to run the ball still. I think they'll just take the weapons that they have and still, you still got, Purdy in there. I would just imagine it still to be a passing game. So
Do the Rams have no Avila and no Nopum, right?
Yeah,
their offensive line has been decimated, right?
Yeah.
And their top 2 wide receivers are gone, and they got this, and they got that, and then somehow, some way, divisional game, McVay is there still, and these divisional games stay close. It seems like.
Oh yeah, and also so far, the big trend has been with those 5.5 dogs getting 5.5 or more, 13-2 so far. They lost one last Monday night, obviously, but dogs getting near 5.5 or more so far. That's pretty hot. 13.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
Spread, yeah.
13-2, huh?
All right, listen, for those of you that are jonesing for some college picks, Ray Grayfox, our college, didn't he sweep the board yesterday, Keg?
He did.
He says between 4 and 5 Eastern, he'll have his bets up for week 5, which is coming up in college football. So that's a big one. Yeah, I mean, everybody's doing well.
On Sundays, you watch the game. I watch the games. I watch the line moves that come out right then. That's when you want to get on them, guys.
Yeah, we got our guy Ray, and he's been doing this for a long time. Hey, one of the most respected, and this is just one game I want to get your thoughts on, not just the steam. One of the most respected guys in sports betting, James Salinas. He took down the Survivor contest. He's a guy here in Denver I've known a little bit. He's just beating the Vikings drum left and right and left and right. So talk to me. Go back to that Texans-Vikings game. Can you talk to me a little bit about the steam? And then, Keg, I want to get some thoughts on the game from you. So, Ramon, what's going on with the line movement here?
Yeah, the move has been to the Vikings here, but it does feel a little bit public-y. Yeah, tickets may be split here, but maybe just look. I love both these teams actually right now. I think I have stock in both at this point. I mean, I certainly am kind of in love with the Texans a little bit, and I think that O'Connell's a quarterback whisperer, and you can give him a gunslinger, and maybe that works for him right now. So I think this is going to be a pretty hot game. Like I said, if the Sharps are on Houston here, maybe it's going to be fun. Maybe we'll have some fun with a dog. But the move looks like it's been on the Vikings here gradually. Like they said, the Sharp books are going to want probably a little bit of the home team here.
Did you put any bets on this game, Keg, or is this an in-game target for you, or completely?
I have 2 plays in NASCAR from yesterday tied to the Texans money line. Yeah, okay. I mean, I put a lot of respect on the Minnesota Vikings name before the start of the year. I thought that they could be an 8-win team, no doubt, even with Darnold in a very tough division. I just don't think that they could consistently keep up with the Houston Texans scoring. And I did not expect the Texans defense to look this good through 2 weeks. I think it's definitely exceeded expectations so far. And if you're asking me, do I want to back Stroud in a game to get it done or Sam Darnold? I think you know the answer. I'm the biggest Stroud fan in the world. I think the Texans right now are the 3rd best team in the league. When you consider all the injuries, A.J. Brown's down right now. Pacheco's down. The 49ers are decimated right now in terms of weapons. Right now, Houston Texans are a top 3 club, fully healthy. And while I respect Minnesota, and I gave them a lot more respect than you did, I just don't think that they're the side today. If Houston is for real, Ramon, they have to go on the road against the team that's playing well, and they have to take care of business. And I think they know that too. So I think that the Texans are in a good spot today.
Again, these games feel a little bit different to me as far as going on the road, beating your division opponents, and gaining those 2 points, if you will. You know what I mean? Compared to some of these non-conference games where you can kind of get a little bit lost when you're 2-0, like I said. But Vikes are 2-0 too. That's why it's a featured matchup here. But like I said, this game notwithstanding, with both teams 2-0, nothing happens in threes in this league very often.
Just a little news here. We got Taysom Hill is out. So if that does anything for you, maybe in the Juwan Johnson prop market, go for it. But a bit of a loss here for the Saints today. Ramon, anything you want to say before you head out of here, buddy? I really appreciate your time. I love this segment. This is one of my favorite segments of the week.
Yep.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it again. Thanks a lot, Holden. Thanks a lot, Kate. Great job. And just enjoy the games today. Catch me on my new channel over at Sports Money here on YouTube. I've got a little bit bigger canvas. And so I decided right at the beginning of the season to make a little move there. And I think it's worked out great for me and really for my followers. It's all about the guys there in the chat. Glad to see everybody here in your guys' chat today. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks a lot. We got a little pushback here from, who was that? Damon Santor. Foster starts. Juwan's the number 2. Juwan's going to be catching passes today, though.
Juwan
I actually looked into this yesterday because I saw that there was a lung issue here for Taysom Hill. So that's my guy. That's my guy. Hey, like button would be great. Let's do that. Let's see who everybody's on today. I don't know. Johnny Boy's on his Vikings again. Maybe I should start talking nice about them so they lose. Yeah. Jay?
Listen, I could win a lot of money today if Houston just takes care of what they are supposed to take care of. So
we'll see if they do it. Let's see here. Junior Alvarez, Texans, Bears, Tampa. Let's fucking go. All right. A lot of people on the Vikings, though, man. Some sharp people on the Vikings, but I'm with you. I think the Texans are just a better team.
Yeah.
But if you didn't get in on
you
that,
noticed he said all the sharp movement is on Houston.
Yeah. The sharp, except the one guy that I love so much in Salinas is on the Vikings, but there's 2 people that I tail. You know that, right?
I do.
You and that guy. So I think that could be a live betting target then. So if the Vikings get off to an early lead, right, especially a touchdown, but maybe a field goal, we can get the Texans money line just a wash on a field goal. And then maybe they get 2.5 after a touchdown.
Yeah,
So
I mean, they'll be plus 2.5 at least if Minnesota goes down and scores.
Okay, very good. Andrew's on the Lions today. Give me your best bet. I don't want you giving out the whole card because again, this is a free show, right? So we're giving it away to people. And if you want all of Keg's picks, I'll give you the free code again. But go for it, Kegger.
Right now, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 plays on the spreadsheet for the NFL. One bet that I will give out, the over 51. What is it right now? 51.5.
You can get the half point at -25. So it'll be 51 at DraftKings the last time I checked.
Okay. So over 51.5 minus $1.10. I bet it at 51. The Detroit Lions are too good of a football team. I saw people saying Tampa Bay outplayed the Lions. Dude, get a fucking grip. They had 7 possessions inside the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. They did not outplay the Lions. They had 250 more yards of total offense. Like, you're a clown if you think the Bucs outplayed the Lions. Period, full stop. That being said, Detroit is too good to go 1-2. They're too good. Now, I thought about backing the Lions this week, but the Arizona Cardinals have looked very good through 2 weeks. Very good. They scored 41 points last week. They hung 28 in a game that they should have won in week 1 against Buffalo. And I really believe that we're going to see a lot of points in this game. I think the Detroit Lions are playing one of the worst secondaries in football. So I think the passing game probably gets back on track. I think they're probably going to be able to run the ball pretty consistently today. And I think Kyler Murray, who's looked very good through 2 weeks, is probably going to score points today. So I like 51.5. I don't mind Detroit -3, but rather than laying a field goal on the road, I think I elected to go with the full game over. I really do like this look a lot. I bet it at 51.5 right now. I'm fine with. I think we're going to get there.
Okay. And I'm just going to throw out some of the plays we had from Nuke the Props yesterday because it's the one place I could actually win a bet. They reopened it at Bet365. Justin Herbert, 28.5 pass attempts. I bet it to the under earlier in the week. Again, I just don't see how he's going to throw the ball almost 30 times today. They've got to fall behind for that to happen. So that's my first one. I will be targeting an Anthony Richardson interception live. Kegger, I just didn't want to pay the -25, -125 on an interception. But can't you see that going down with this Bears secondary and the way that Richardson's looked to this point?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, a play that's not on the spreadsheet, but is probably worth betting today. Danny Dimes to throw a pick. Go back and watch what Minnesota Vikings did to the Giants.
Mhm.
Cleveland does everything that Minnesota does better, and they're way more aggressive. They're going to be super blitz heavy today on Danny Dimes. Dimes has no running back to take any type of pressure off him at all. That game is going to be ugly, and
Mhm.
he is going to throw a pick. I'm pretty sure of it.
Did you bet it yet?
I haven't, because it was like minus 128. And I
Yeah.
figured that we can probably get plus money in the second quarter, maybe, or around even money
Yeah.
going into halftime. But I don't know. I'll probably bet it on the show. But I do like that. I think he throws a pick.
Yeah, it's minus 130 at BetMGM is the best number you're going to find right now. So yeah, second quarter. So I think Richardson and Danny Dimes. That's a great call on that one. And then I was on the prop show all over the HN overs in the passing game. So either way you want to go with that, that's fine. The number moves up about 4 yards over the last couple of days. So
Did you
there
see
has
the
been some
spreadsheet?
movement. Huh?
Did you see the spreadsheet?
I did. I
Okay.
did. I'm not going to give away those free picks. I'm just going to
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
them
yeah.
I'm on
But
one of them. But
I'm
you
with
know
you.
what that happens? We do the live shows, and then we see a guy, and a lot of these, most of the bets are numbers bets, and sure, the HN is a numbers bet, but you and I were sitting there watching the game going, holy shit, all this guy is doing, Skylar Thompson is dumping down to HN in garbage time on top of it. Like, he had no business being in the game, and then he's still dumping it down to him. So that's where I am, man. That's where I am with that. That'll be the best bet. So we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff everywhere. Want to remind everybody one more time, like button, subscribe to the Nuke the House YouTube channel. After that, if you want the free week and you haven't gotten in yet, monthly plan only, nukethehouse.com. Sign up for a monthly plan. It's not in the weekly or the yearly or the annual pass. We're not going to charge you, okay, unless you want to re-up. And I'm shocked at the amount of subscribers that did the 1 week and then continued with the monthly plan. It's an amazing conversion rate we got right now because our guys are doing so well. So Nuke NFL, Nuke NFL. Make sure you type that code in on the monthly plan. You get the free week, and it starts tonight. And that means you get it all through the week.
You don't have to select the monthly plan anymore. We changed it. Now you could select any plan.
Okay. Well, thanks for telling me.
You're in the group chat. You're in the group chat.
Here's I am. I don't even know where that is. Anyways, did you see what Matt had to say? I have 27 bets. What could go wrong?
So much.
So much, but so much could go right.
Things, Maddie.
So many things could go right. And I really want to get on a same game parlay with the Chargers and the Steelers. I'm just not going to do it. I just got too much sitting out here now, too. It's not even funny. So, again, if you're around in the Discord later on today, Ray Gray Fox will give his, I guess they're kind of look aheads, even though it's the week of. He's going to drop his college plays. He swept the board yesterday. I'm going to be sweating out the Nico Collins, which you tied to the NASCAR play yesterday. So I need him to get 60 plus yards. And outside of that, I think we're good, buddy.
You want a quick message from Yeg? Foster Moreau every way you can get it.
Okay, then screw Jawan Johnson.
He said,
now, was he doing that to be a dick, or was he serious?
No, he's serious. Foster Moreau every way you can get it. Yards, receptions, touchdowns. He actually wrote passing yards.
Passing yards too. So that makes me think that he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to Foster Moreau.
No, he's serious. He's serious.
So it's interesting in that market too, because Moreau's receptions props 1.5, Jawan Johnson's 2.5.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I mean, we could dick around and do this. His receiving prop is 15.5 though. You interested in that?
I mean, Yeg is a very sharp kid, so if he's on it, I'll probably tail it.
All right, Yeg, I'm gonna go get in on that now. Yay! Now I have something to tail. It's wonderful. Look at that. Nuke the House, Maddie's tailing too. What's the schedule the rest of the day? And let's get out of here and go and enjoy some football.
In 15 minutes, we will be live for subscribers from then until 7 p.m. We'll take a little break. Holden and I will be back tonight for Sunday Night Football. Is it a public show tonight?
Yeah, we'll do a public show one more time. Then we're going to switch it up.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we'll be public tonight for Sunday Night Football. And now we're going to go grind for the next 7 hours. Listen, man, we're crushing. I'm up 43 units in September. take advantage of the free week. Use the code Nuke NFL so you can watch the premium show and come and grind it out with the boys. A lot of money on the board today. A lot of money to be made. Let's get it, Kush.
All right, the Moreau over 15.5 at -10. The bet is in, and that's at BetMGM. So that'll be the last one. Wonder if I should go after the Johnson too. Screw it. Let's go have a good time. Keg, throw that graphic up there, buddy. Let's go win some money today. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. Hit a like button on the way out, and we'll catch you for the premium show coming up. Let's go nuke the house.